What's going on, incredible people? Just Incredible here with a closer look at the haslab Sky Striker. If you can't already tell, this is the haslab. This is one on loan from a friend of mine. I damn near wanted to buy it from him because I just like how both of them look, but I'm trying to cut back. Those of you who collect, you know what it's like. You just got the gimmies, and it's like, okay, A, I don't have the real estate to put this, and B, it's like one is enough. I'm not troop building. I keep wanting to, but no. So without further ado, we'll take a look at this. I finally got the decals on. Somebody at work told me what this was. They don't even really use this, but like maybe they did back when G.I. Joe was made, but that's nice. This definitely is not enough to fuel this jet, so I hope this is not a fuel line. I got laughed out of the hangar bay with that. So there's that. This obviously don't have this. And then this is just for drop tanks. So basically what would be in the center of the jet. I mean, you know what it is. I mean, if you don't know, then it holds the fuel to where the jet can dispense of it if it needs to, like for weight purposes and things like that. But this is what they use to carry it there. So got the little ladder. And if I'm not mistaken, I know this latches onto the jet at some point, but I'm not going to use it. Put the little decals on there. I was hesitant to do that, but I'm telling you, like, me putting the racing stripes and decals on, like, my car was just as nerve-wracking as this, because the pictures aren't 100%. So, like, putting the sticker on, it has to overlap some of, like, the, see how it overlaps some of the engraving there or some of the details. I mean, that's where it says it goes. That's how it goes. I mean, I'm not really going to pay attention to this. It's just eye candy. So I know this detaches and you can put like the cover on top of that right there to just have it like that. But I want to display as much as possible. So I got it like that. As you've seen, probably it latches on underneath. Right in there. If I can get it in there. Boom. So yeah. So that's pretty much the first thing that you get that came standard. Secondly, obviously, you got the base. Let's take this off real quick. I'll do it off camera because I'm not trying to. So as you see, it has like the 3 slots right there to where it has the 3 slots there to where you can put like the drop tank right there. And it comes with the blast effects. I'll get into that in a minute. So let's take that out real quick. What I liked about the exhaust, the afterburners, I mean, is, yeah, see, I've messed that up already. What I liked about the afterburners is when you take this out, let me see if I can, it has it like in there, which is like cool. Like you'll never see that, but that's the cool kind of detail that they put in there. Like at first I was like, wait, what? You're never going to see it, but they put it there anyway. So let me install this back. Okay. Which then shows it for the air intake. So it's as if it was inserted in there. So that's going to be our first difference between the two. The original, or this is like the re-release. This is not the original vintage, but they re-released this some years back. I don't quite remember when, but 90% of the people out there have this one. This is the re-release. So it doesn't have the, it doesn't have like the exhaust intake. So this has the intake. This one does not. Has that there. All right, let's keep it moving. So next, and I'm not saying whether yay or nay. I'm just saying like what it has and what it doesn't. So it has this. I damn near thought this was the PTOC static pressure, but I think this is like the radar. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, it's been a long time since I took my wings test, but maybe somebody will know. But this comes with it. The original one did not. It obviously has all the blast effects. I don't know if that one came with it or not. You know, I would imagine it did, but I don't think it had it right here because, let's see, does this have one? Well, before I get into that, look, I'm all over the place. You're like, damn, dude. This is the stand. That's where I'm keeping the extra missiles. What I like about this stand, I'm about to show you when I put the jet back on. I'm freehanding this because, I mean, I'm just letting people see what it is. Like, so you can be like, hey, if you're looking to buy one, I would definitely get the haslab from someplace like Toy Arena. Like, I trust them now. I'm not sponsored, but that's why I'm using it because Toy Arena is the one that shipped it. And they shipped it in like 2 days. What I like about the stand, I don't know if Lenny talked about it, but it can loosen up it loosens up so you can like maneuver it and like get it if you want it to be banking, if you want it to like be and take off. Let me get the, you know what? I'm not gonna waste time with that. So I got it on there pretty tight because I like it like in banking. I like it, you know, kind of turning. Another thing they mentioned, obviously, like the wings close and the landing gear stays retracted. Damn near wish I didn't go with this. I should have made it like a different color, but I wanted to look vintage, so it's possible. So, and I don't like when you put the decals on, there's that like little like slit left. So what I like to do is like kind of close it a little bit so that it looks like that when banking. But I mean, it looks cool like that as well. I got into this and looking at like photos and things like that because like the step, no step areas are different on what I'm used to, Super Hornets. Now, some have it, you know, all the way around. Like, I mean, but, yeah. So anyway, let's take a look from this side. So the more vintage one doesn't have where you can even put the blast effect. So it's like an updated version. It's the same thing essentially, but with a little more bells and whistles. Kind of like, I don't see why this was a haslab. I don't fucking see why this is a haslab at all. What this initially comes with, and when I judge a haslab, I judge it on what's the base offering, not the extra figures and all that shit. This came with Ace, and it came with, what the hell is his name? The radar officer, Failsafe. That's it. This and 2 figures. This one came with 1 figure. This did not have to be a haslab. I'm sorry, it just didn't. There's not enough here like that made it a haslab. It's like they took the skeleton of this and just put a few more details on it, you know? So like this right here, how much more could that have cost to mold? A little extra paint job. So they could have just released this. So the panels remove and it's more colored detail, all right? However, the panels remove on the more vintage one or the older one, right? And I mean, it's detailed enough because I don't know about anyone out there, but how many people is going to display it like this? I mean, if you got money and you got that big ass flag and you want to have some on the repair, you know, bay and things like that, first of all, you're not going to be repairing the damn jet on the flight line anyway. It's going to be in the hangar bay, but whatever. This is a fun gimmick, but who really wants to show that? So once again, I mean, it is what it is. I'm iffy if I would do another haslab, like, and actually like, unless it was like the classified. I know I say that now and then you look up and boom, they just didn't have to do this. And I feel like this was about to fail if that Rancor didn't. So like, or they wasn't gonna do as good if it wasn't for that Rancor. But anyway, so we open it up. Let's take a look here. As you see, the canopy is darker. They give you 2 canopies and now I know why. On this one, I have Ace and I have Scarlet. Because they were in that comic strip. I can't remember what it was called, but it was where Ace was going against that Cobra pilot. I had to do some digging up, like, because I only really got started on G.I. Joe because of the animated movie when I was younger. And then once I got into the classified, like 2021, I started going back watching the episodes. But growing up, I wasn't a huge G.I. Joe fan. I loved the vehicles when my friends had them, but I didn't care. But there was a comic, and I don't remember what it's called, but that looked badass. If they brought stuff like that to the table instead of all this, that whack-ass Snake Eyes movie and shit, dude, like if they paid the Joes they do respect the way it should be, yeah, let Disney take over, damn. But anyway, so yeah, you get 2 canopies. This is the one I got on there. They have the ejector seats. All right, I got them like locked in there. I got the parachutes. I'll probably never take that out. This one, what I like about this one, so this to me, oh shit, I'm gonna have to pay my friend money. No, that comes off. I hope it does. But no, he's probably watching this like, motherfucker. I like this. Well, this is the quote unquote Tomcat. I was gonna say the Super Hornets don't look like this. I'm not gonna get into it, but looking at this, I like how that looks. It's a little bit more detailed. And here it's just like open space. So the eject ripcord on here is better than this. However, the heads up display, like this signifies like a heads up display, which is cool. Like it's not detailed, but they could have added that in here. We'll get into this in a minute. But in my opinion, overall, the cockpit, I like far more than this one. So there's not much in the heads-up display. The HUD is just boom. But in the haslab, it's a little bit more detailed. So like, it's there. You see the instruments, but where's the HUD at? Like, I just think that was cool. Like, if you're gonna, especially since this is a haslab, you know, that just looks like, I want to put one of the figures in, but I haven't opened them. But from his legs up, that just looks better. It just does, in my opinion. I got no horse in this race. So let me put this back on without breaking it, because I heard these reissued ones from years ago were a little bit, you know, fickle, but that's fine, especially when it comes to that. So I'm always careful. All right. And to get to the control panel, this also comes off on the haslab, but you can just plug it right back in there. What I do appreciate, the decals, I can tell, like my buddy put it on here, and you can kind of like tell because of the curvature. I'm glad they left that out and this is just actually painted on, because I would have just nuked the hell out of that. All right, moving on. Wing details pretty much the same. This is more like a matte gray. I can tell it's still plastic, but this feels like a little bit finer plastic, more refined, but like not $100 worth. I don't know how much this was at retail, but dude, they could have just, like they doing the other vehicles, like the his tank and stuff they did. I think classified, since it's so big, should have been all haslabs. Like everything classified should have been a haslab. And they should have just made the fucking flag like, look, nah, the flag wouldn't fit in nobody. They should have made the flag in the classified, hear me out, but made the number so small that, you know, because look at Paternia. That's probably not as big as a U.S. flag would be for the classified, so belay my last. But they could have just re-released this. How many of these would we have bought? Like, for the price of one of these, I would have bought like 2 of these. You know what I'm saying? And like, just more modern updates, but whatever. The vertical stabs are pretty much the same, just better quality. Like, this is like a matte plastic. This is a more refined. So it's just like they put a couple of more dollars into this. If you could buy this vertical stab and that one at the store, this one would probably be $5 to where that one is $8. That's the only difference. Same thing with the wings. Like I said, a big change is the landing gear. And this piece right here, which I can't remember what it is, this is movable on here. And let's see, do they have the tail hook? Nope, they don't even got the tail hook. I don't know if it came with it, but it doesn't have it. And for you, those who don't know, this is when it lands on the ship, on the carrier, it's the arresting hook that catches it. But yeah, so there's just more detail on here. Like the Sky Striker that was actually painted on, to where this one was a decal, but not really, you know, super different. So my advice, if you don't have either, you a G.I. Joe fan, you got the extra money, or if you don't, if you got some things that you bought, or, you know, you buying just shit that don't really matter. That's why I did a whole bunch of returns. I should have made a video on that, because sometimes I'll get the gimmies. I will, like, return that stuff because of what I really want. So I really started to regret not getting this. That's why I bought it on the secondary market. Still hashtag no regrets. But like I said on my other video, I lucked out on the price and just money moving around. I just sold some of my old stuff on Amazon, and not on Amazon, but Facebook and, you know, Mercari. So it's all gravy. If you have neither one of these, when I looked online, because he was talking about selling this for $200, I was like, let me see how much they are. People are really selling this. People are selling just the box to this for $100. I'm like, are you fucking serious, dude? Get the fuck out of here. Hell no. And that's what I'm saying. Like, supply and demand I get, but don't just pull an arbitrary number out of your ass and try to sell it. Now, if some fool bought a box for $100 and that's the going rate, okay, I kind of get that. But where people just try to bleed you, this is a rotating hobby, man. Like every Marvel Legend I sold, even my Wolverines, my Venom, I sold for half of what I bought them for. Not to just unload, but it's like shit. Like, I mean, somebody's trying to pick up something. Why am I going to try to get exactly what I paid for it? In that point, I'm not even, that's tasteless to me, but you know, it is what it is. The blast effects do fit in both. So we know it fits in that one. Here's how it looks. I was hoping it came with like, this should have came with like more blast effects, but like, I'm sure you can find some blast effects online, but boom. It's basically like the same mold. No one is bigger than the other. Some areas might look it like the cone, aka the nose of the Ford fuselage it looks fatter on here, but the surface area is the exact same on this one. It's just that's painted narrow. So it's not painted all the way down here. So like, blame my last, the surface area is not quite the same. It just seems more narrow tipped on there. But when I took out my measuring, it all basically is like the same like measurements, give or take. So if something's bigger on here, that smaller on here, but something's bigger on here, that's smaller on here. But all in all, it's all like the same cubic feet, in my opinion. So once again, I don't see why the hell this had to be a haslab. So yeah. So I'm gonna put this back on here and give you my honest opinions without keeping y'all, you know, bogged down. Let's get this on the side. And let me put this back together. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna pull out the rest of the vehicles that I have open and show you how they stack up. Y'all stay tuned. All right, homies and homettes, we are back. I have the Stinger and the All Striker. Damn it, the AWE, whatever it is. I have the other vehicles. I just haven't taken them out of the box yet. So like they like packed up until I got moving. I actually have space. Thinking I'm gonna keep them right here on this table, but like this is how it like stacks up. So like I was saying, like this, the original one or the more vintage one would have looked just as fine with those. And you know, they just should have did that. I don't know why they did that shit. Like, I mean, what's next? Are they gonna make this exact size a haslab, but with a 30% higher quality of plastic? Come on, man. So it still fits. And if you're a G.I. Joe fan and you can afford to, or you saved up, or you move money around or something like that, I would say get this. I really enjoy it when I see it. It's big, but not big. This is so big because I never really had the vintage that I'm damn near scared to see how fucking big the His tank's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So like when they released the His tank and the His 2, it's like, why, you know, would they have made this like a haslab? Like, no, like, or the Fang, like, just, no. Could have just released this, but that's how it scales. Wings are open. That's how it scales. You can have like your little setup. Boom. I personally like it when it's both Sky Strikers. Unfortunately, this one, the landing gear, once again, like I feel like this one should be like this and that one taking off and flying, but that just looks really cool. So yeah, people want astronomical prices for this online. I mean, like, I'm like, go for it, I guess. Like, stick with that, man. Good luck with that. But if you want a Sky Striker, I say grab one, especially before they, because with a haslab, there was only so many made. And yeah, like I've all those made. A lot of people like a lot of that, I'm realizing, went from stores, like third-party stores, you know, like or collectible stores like Big Bad. Actually, they didn't even do it. I'm surprised they didn't. So Toy Arena bought like a few of these. And so that's where half those sales went to. So when everybody's done reselling and flipping these, that's it. So that's going to be it when it comes to these. So right now, they're like around 400 bucks. But that's what they want for the vintage one. They don't even, my buddies comes with like a lot of stuff. Like, I don't have them in here, but oh yeah, I do. His has some of like the missiles and stuff like that. I just haven't taken them out. And the drop tank, which basically has the exact same thing on it. So that was a great deal. So like I would buy his for like the highest asking price than I would some of those other ones, because they missing wings and shit. They don't have the pilot. So like, what the fuck am I buying then? Man, I'm seeing the dark side of this hobby. Like, some people out of their fucking minds, pardon my French. Like, dude, I would never try to rape somebody like that. As a matter of fact, I sold my Mezco Punisher for a damn good price. Y'all about to get mad at me. I sold that to somebody for $100. He thought I was ripping him off. I got a great review from him. He was so fucking happy. I bubble wrapped it and everything. But it's like, I mean, why am I going to try to do whatever? So Anyway, that's my take on it. I think it's a major go. Even though I got 2 for the price that I paid for this, I wish I had backed this and bought like, no, I don't, because I don't have the space for it. So I'm fine with as is. I just hope they no longer do a haslab for the smaller version. Keep that to the classified, because that's definitely going to be too big. I don't think too big for retailers. I've already posted pictures going down the toy aisles, giant ass bat cave. They got a Batman that turns into a bat cave. So they say, matter of fact, let me talk at y'all real quick. My incredible people, so I'm not even about to doctor this or nothing like that. I'm just gonna come over here from giving that review. But they say, like, kids are no longer buying toys, or like, not the toys that we bought as kids. And so, like, they still buy toys, but not what we like. There's not a lot of kids buying G.I. Joe and Batman and stuff like that. At least not as much as us kiddos. So, make it make sense, right? I don't want to go on a rant here. When I go down toy aisles, I see giant boxes of stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute. If the excuse is, well, we don't want to take that on because it doesn't move, I'm like, so you telling me parents are paying $100 for this big ass Barbie, not Barbie, because that's a whole nother league of our own. So Legos and Barbie are excluded, but it'll be like Fisher Park, whatever it is. It's like giant bat caves and just giant, like, you know, like race car ramps and stuff that has huge boxes. And I'm like, whoever's making this, you telling me that's bringing in more money than what Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Marvel is in Star Wars? I highly fucking doubt it. Either kids are still buying toys more than adults, aka kids are being purchased for kids. Wait, blame my last. Toys are being purchased for kids in a higher amount than toys for adults, or that's a bullshit excuse. Because if us adults are spending more money in the toy industry, then fuck that space. We need that space so we don't get ass raped for haslabs and stuff like that. But everybody likes to keep using that same bullshit excuse, man. I'm like, motherfuckers really let that fly. I won't let that fly. I won't let it fly. I asked somebody who works at Walmart in management and in charge of like setting up, you know, all this stuff like that. I'm waiting on them to get back to me. Like, what determines if a company wants to sell something big like that? So when they, I mean, you telling me once upon a time they used to sell this shit, but now you telling me profit margins are lower now and to adjust for inflation than they were when I was 10? I don't fucking think so. If you telling me G.I. Joe, the only reason why G.I. Joe probably sold more when I was a kid, because it was enough of it. It wasn't a damn scarcity. COVID, you know, not included. So I'm gonna give it 2 more years to see. And the state of the world is in right now, everything is just like fucked. But don't tell me there's no space when I see shit bigger. I got the box that this came in. The real box, the actual like toy box itself, is not too fucking big. There are Legos, and Legos is one of the highest, so it's not fair to use them. They are like #1, if not #2 in toy sales. But still, there's space. And if I remember, I'm going to go ahead and post a picture right here of it if I still got it. If not, I just pointed to nothing. But one other thing I want to get y'all's advice on. I ain't going to keep y'all too long. Let me talk at you, my incredible people. That's why y'all so incredible. I need to know down in the comment for the 2 people watching this, which one I should open. Like, I know I got Scarlett on there, but I don't want to open this. Not because I want to sell her on eBay or nothing. I like the presentation of it. Like, I want to like put like a covering on it. Like I said, I don't care about that. If that actually gets punctured, I mean, oh well. But I will tell you something I found out after like messing with these. It wasn't just Coco where it was opened up. Like, I put super glue in there because, like I said, like, I don't plan on selling it. I just like the presentation. But him, I didn't mind. I was like, okay, well, his messed up. But the same thing was for failsafe. Like, it basically got to where the whole thing was open as if it was so hot in a warehouse or something. But Scarlett and the Cobra Troopers are the only ones to where like nothing really happened. And I just like how that looks. But I don't want to open up Ripcord. I like how this looks. Like, I just like the presentation of it. And yeah. So which one should I open, y'all? I don't fucking know. Out of the ones, okay, what should I keep sealed? I want to take Ace out, but either Ace is staying in the box or Scarlett. Between Scarlett, Ace, and Ripcord, which one comes out? I'm definitely going to take him out because, I mean, his box is already fucked up. But I would like to know down in the comment section. Like, But this is all extra. This doesn't justify it for me because that's just extra like here you getting. But at least they told us what would be unlocked in the beginning. But anyway, if y'all enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on notifications. It helps me out. I'm saying what YouTubers say. It helps the algorithm out. It shows me that you care, and you know, I care. Help me, help you, help me, help you. But if you didn't, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on notifications. Hoo-yah!